These are the games I played in June 2025. Right everyone, hope you are doing well. Thank you for pressing play once again. I'm the man they call Pixel Paul, and these are the games I played in June 2025. So as you know, I usually do this video every month, just a quick recap of the games that I've been playing through, and this month I've actually managed to finish some of the games, believe it or not. One of them, okay, yeah, I've not quite finished it. I'm about halfway through it, but we'll get to that in a bit. So what I thought this time I would do is just quickly run through some of the games I've quickly had a go of. So let's get on to those. Been playing quite a bit of Mega Drive this month. And these were all pickups from last month as well. So I had a go of, right, Tasmania. This is a tough game. Got this from a car boot sale. Yeah, it's quite a tough game. It's not a bad little 2D platformer. A lot of leaps of faith, isn't it? You know, sort of jumps where you can't see where you're going. But yeah, it's not bad. Tasmania. I also had a go of Kawasaki motorbikes. Superbikes even. That's alright. Yeah, it's fairly sort of standard kind of 16-bit racing game in a way, but it's alright. And I also tried Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing, and that's pretty good actually. That is not a bad racing game. There's a lot of content in there, a lot of tracks, a lot of different cars, a lot of customization of cars. There's even like an option to do sort of races and have Nigel Mansell critique your performance, which is quite interesting. It's almost like a training mode in a way. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised actually. I wasn't expecting too much from this, but it's quite a good game. There's quite a lot in there. So yeah, quite impressed with that one. So that's the Mega Drive stuff that I played this month. I've also been playing quite a lot on my Nintendo 2DS recently as well. So let's go through these. So there's one game in particular that I've been playing quite a lot, but I'm going to save that towards the end. But I have been playing Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition. There's quite a bit of Street Fighter in this video actually. But yeah, playing that one again. Do like this one. I also started Shinobi. Liking this. This is quite an impressive game actually for the 2DS or 3DS. Quite tough. Quite a bit steep learning curve to it. But yeah, impressive game that one. I do like that one, Shinobi. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it, but I'm trying my best to. But yeah, liking that one. I also went back to Star Fox 64 3D. Did finish this one. I think I've done sort of like 2 of the branching lines through the solar system map, if you like. But yeah, really like Star Fox. It's a great game, that one. It works quite well on the 3DS. I do think the stick makes it it's almost a little bit too fluid and a little bit too sensitive. I don't know if you can adjust that or not. It's very different to Star Fox 64 in the way it handles. It feels a little bit overly sensitive for me, and there is a lot going on what is a very small screen as well. But that being said, I do like this one, Star Fox 64 3D. Good game, that one. I haven't played any PlayStation 2, which is unusual for me. I haven't played any PlayStation 3 either this month, and I've also not played any PlayStation VR. And I think that's 2 months in a row now where I've not really got the PlayStation VR headset out and set it up. And I really need to do that, because I think what I'm going to try and do is maybe sift out a few of the VR games that I've either finished and were impressed with, or just some of them that maybe I can trade in for a decent sort of bit of credit from CEX. So I need to have a concerted effort, I think, through July to try and get through some PSVR games, just because I've got out of the habit of it a little bit. I think because it's been so warm as well. When you put the headset on and you're playing games, it does get quite hot. And with the weather being so nice, or it was anyway, it's not right now, with the weather being so warm and nice, the last thing you want to do is put on the PSVR headset and just make yourself even hotter. So yeah, I do need to get back to PSVR. I have played a little bit of Xbox 360 this month. I did get a bit of a 360 haul earlier in the month, and some of those games that I picked up I did try out. I'm sure I played more 360 games than I've actually remembered here, but these were the 3 that I remember playing anyway. So I had more of a go of Full Auto, which is a pleasant surprise. It's not a brilliant game. It's quite glitchy at times, especially when there's a lot going on screen. But it's quite fun. Nothing spectacular to it, but Yeah, again, sort of pleasantly surprised with what is there. So yeah, full auto. I carried on playing XMen Wolverine, or X-Men Origins Wolverine. Again, that's such an amazing game. Really good game, that one. They really did get Wolverine right in this game. Even though the film's terrible, the game, really, really good. And I also did try out very quickly the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection on Xbox 360. And in particular, I tried Metal Gear Solid 2. Now this might be a bit controversial. I don't think MGS 2 has aged particularly well. Just from that little playthrough that I sort of was playing, obviously the opening bit with Snake. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played like the original version of Metal Gear Solid 2. And yeah, I'm not convinced it's aged that well. It just felt very clunky, very cumbersome. I don't know about that. I do want to play Peace Walker though. That's the reason why I got this collection, really, so I could play Peace Walker. But yeah, I just quickly sort of felt like trying out Metal Gear Solid 2 just to see what like the HD version of it was like. And it looks great. The music's great, the intro's great, and the visuals look amazing. But yeah, just I'm not 100% sure about Metal Gear Solid 2. It's still a great game, obviously, but I'm just wondering if it's not aging particularly well. Sorry. Anyway, right, let's move on. So the next few games are games that I've really sort of invested a bit more sort of time into as well. So like I said before, I have been playing a lot of Street Fighter. It might surprise you to know that I've not played this Street Fighter that much. In fact, I'm not even sure. It might even be the first time I've sort of played this one. So Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation 4. This is the sort of steelbook version of it. Very, very nice steelbook, that one. Do like that. So yeah, having played a bit more Street Fighter on the 3DS, I thought, well, why have I not played this one? So I put it on and don't really like it. Really like this Street Fighter 5. When it came out, I don't remember it being sort of massively celebrated or anything like that particularly. But I think it's a pretty solid Street Fighter game, to be honest. There's a lot of content on this one as well. Huge amount of content. I can't remember which version this is. Is it like the arcade version? I know there is a championship edition which you can buy physically. Is this? I think this came up on the screen. It says it's like the arcade version or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of characters, a lot of different ways you can do fights and tournaments and everything. There's a story modes and yeah, there just seems to be a lot in there. I do like the addition of being able to play basically still Street Fighter 5, but kind of with the style of each of the Street Fighter series. So I did try playing it as Street Fighter 2, which means you kind of have more sort of Street Fighter 2 characters as you play through the game. And also like the menu screens sort of are adapted versions of Street Fighter 2 music. And the same for Street Fighter 4 as well. There's like a Street Fighter 4 version in there, and again you have Street Fighter 4 characters in it with Street Fighter 4 music. So I quite like that. That's quite a nice idea. But overall, yeah, just really impressed with Street Fighter 5. I really have quite enjoyed playing this one again. And I do like my Street Fighter games. So yeah, I'm going to spend a bit more time with this one as well. Really enjoying that. Next up, so this is a curious one. This is a bit of a curious one. So I picked this one up really, really cheap because it's a fairly newish game. I think it came out this year or late last year. I got it for a £5, just on a bit of a, well, at that price, let's give it a go kind of mentality. Unknown 9 Awakening on the Xbox One. It is for the Series X as well, but I'm playing it on the Xbox One. So Unknown 9 Awakening. Didn't know anything about this game before I started to play it. Other than, I know reviews were not great for it. Some people seem to say it was alright, some people say it's a bit rubbish. And I can kind of see why. I don't think this is particularly a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game at all, actually. It's got something about it. But the things that it does have about it are very much taken from a long list of other games, I think, when I started playing it. And I played this for about 2 to 2.5 hours, something like that. So I'm not massively far into it, I don't think. But yeah, even like within the first half an hour, maybe even the first 20 minutes of playing it, I was thinking of other games that I'd played that this seems to lean very heavily on. There is very little, I feel, that is unique with this game. But like I said, it's not a bad game. It doesn't feel like a bad game. I quite enjoyed what I played, but there's very little that is unique to it. So when I say it sort of draws heavily on other games, I'm thinking of games like Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, Horizon Zero Dawn, even Second Sight, if you've ever played Second Sight from like PlayStation 2 and Xbox generation. There's other games as well that it was just reminding me of as I was playing through it. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to this game that is particularly unique. And I will also say that the visuals for it, the graphics for it, are pretty... Now, I don't want to say ropey, but I will compare them to sort of Xbox 360 era. Certainly the character models and the facial expressions, yeah, they are shockingly sort of retro, if you like. Not retro, but Xbox 360 era we're talking. They don't look particularly great. The overall game actually doesn't look brilliant, if I'm honest. Again, if this was running on an Xbox 360, you wouldn't be shocked. You'd be thinking it's a nice looking Xbox 360 game, but this is supposedly a Series X Xbox One game. But it doesn't look like it. It's a pretty Again, I don't want to say ropey because Xbox 360 games are perfectly fine. It just looks older than what it actually is. It really does. I was quite surprised just how older the graphics look to this game. But yeah, it's not... I don't think you could necessarily say it's a bad game. The graphics are just a little bit rough looking, and the gameplay is very, very heavily reliant on other games, like I said before. So I probably will try and give this more time. Like I say, I've played about 2 hours to 2.5 hours on it already. And I am quite enjoying it. It's not... I've not got to any point in it yet where I've sort of thought, yeah, I'm bored of this already, it's rubbish. So yeah, I will persevere with this one a little bit. I think you can get, at the moment, well, I mean, I got this for £5. I think you can get the PlayStation 5 version as well for about £5. Is it worth a look at that price? Just about. Yeah, I'd say just about. So yeah, it's a funny one to sort of talk about. But yeah, if you do pick it up or if you've played it, let me know what you thought of it, because I was very muddled in my head whether I was enjoying it. But Unknown 9 Awakening. So a few games that I was playing on PS Plus as well. I've got the portal to try and go through and remember what I'd actually played. So I had a quick go of... So I had to go with this game. Clash Artifacts of Chaos. I don't know if you can see that there. It's basically like a third person hack and slash type game. I did not enjoy that game at all. Visually, it's really horrible to look at. It's horrible to look at. It's kind of weird. It's got an element of like Abe's Odyssey to it, those sort of games, the Soulstorm type games and that sort of thing. But yeah, I didn't like that game. Yeah, it felt really clunky, so I wouldn't recommend that one. I also did play through, where is it? There we go. So, I spoke about PSVR before. I did try this as well, Concrete Genie. And I really enjoyed this one. Concrete Genie. So I just played the sort of bog standard PlayStation 4 version of this. There is a PSVR version of it. So I'm thinking maybe... I think you can play it through PSVR or PS Plus on PSVR. I think that version is on here as well. But I might look to try and get this physically as well. I think it's about £5 at the moment, so it's not too expensive. And it'd be nice to add it into the VR collection. But I really quite enjoyed this one. Very decent game, sort of third person how to describe it? It's really hard to describe, actually. There's an element of sort of painting, so you have to paint things to make things come alive, and yeah, just it felt very unique, very sort of special, actually. And I can imagine in VR, I would enjoy this that little bit more as well. So yeah, Concrete Genie, really enjoyed that one so far, but I think I'm going to stop playing that to get the VR version when I dig the VR out. I've also played, where was it? Oh, so I did play a little bit of Arcade Spirits as well. I've had this one for a while, and yeah, just thought I'd give this one a quick go. And it's alright, it's not necessarily my kind of game really. It's a bit of a visual novel kind of game, you know, where you talk to people a lot. You basically go through the whole game almost just pressing the circle button constantly, and maybe up and down to choose options and that sort of thing. It's okay. It's not really my kind of game, but it's quite nice to look at. The storyline's quite quirky. It's got quite a dry sense of humour to it as well, so that appealed to me. Will I play it more? I don't know. Not sure. Not sure about that one. What else did we play? Was that? Well, the one that I wanted to talk about mainly was this one. So I only played this in the last few days, actually. I kind of have seen this on PS Plus before, but just never really thought to give it a go. But I was flicking through and just saw this and thought, well, let's give this one a quick go again. Not again, let's give it a go finally. And it's called Erica. So this is basically again, it's a bit sort of point and click. And it's all done as a live action kind of game. It's almost like a interactive movie in a way. You can play it through your mobile phone. So there was another game like this called Hidden Agenda, which I played, and I played that through my phone and quite enjoyed that. It's quite short, but you know, it's one of those games you can sort of just pick up and maybe play through an evening. And yeah, it's like a murder mystery type game. And this is very sort of similar in a way. It's not a scary game. I mean, it kind of gives the impression of maybe being some sort of like horror game, but it's not really a horror game. It's kind of like a psychological kind of game. And I quite enjoyed it. I played it over 2 nights. It's about 2 hours, maybe just over 2 hours long. So you could play it in one night. And it all centres around this girl here, Erica. I won't give too much away about the story or anything, but it is just involving you making the right choices and making different choices and going different directions and that sort of thing. And I've played it through once. I think there are quite a few different ways the story can go, so you could play it again and play it differently and have like a different conclusion to the story. I must admit, I think the way I finished it was not necessarily the best ending at all, because it did not end particularly well for Erica. But I did enjoy it. It's relatively well acted. It's not too cheesy or anything like that. There's one or two moments and one or two bits of dialogue in it where you just sort of think, but in general, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with this one, Erica. So yeah, it's worth a look, I think, if you've got a spare evening. And it's the sort of game you can play with somebody as well. You know, you can sort of like discuss which choices to make and that sort of thing. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Did enjoy that one, Erica. Good one. And I might play it again, I think, and see which way I go with it. So yeah, that was that one, and let's put that down carefully. Right, so the game that I've spent the most amount of time on this month so far, and I say the most amount of time, I think I've put 16 hours into it. Now I know there'll be people out there going, 16 hours? I do that in a day. Well, sorry, I can't do that much gaming all the time. It's just the way my life is. I fit in what I can fit in when I can fit it in. So I've put 16 hours into this game so far. I think I'm about halfway through. And I did sort of mention it, I think, last month as well. Dying Light on the PlayStation 4. Real pleasant surprise, this one. Picked this one up in a car boot sale because it was cheap. I think, did I pay £4 for it? I think I got, yeah, it was £4, something like that. And I don't think I had any real intentions of playing it for a while, but a lot of people were sort of saying, oh, you know, you should play this. And this is people like on Instagram saying, no, you should definitely give it a go. It's really, really good. And obviously there is a Dying Light 2 and also the sort of new is it like an add-on pack for Dying Light? Is it called The Beast as well? It came out recently, or is on its way. I'm not sure if it's out yet. So I did think, well, I'll give this a go and see what it's like. And I really have enjoyed this so far. I think I did mention this on my last video, so I won't go into too much about this game. But what I will say is I have really enjoyed it, and I am definitely going to try and finish this. Definitely. I've kind of got, like I say, about halfway through it, I think. And when I play games like this, I tend to maybe do that and then have a little break from it. So I have got something else lined up which I do want to play. I still want to play Folklore, still on the PlayStation 3, but something else has just arrived as well. So I'm going to play that because I know I can get through that relatively quickly and then go back to Dying Light and try and get this finished. But again, I am really enjoying this game. I think it's an absolute cracker. Just really impressed with it, and I'm not overly impressed with open world type games. I'm a bit fatigued with zombie games as well. There's so many different zombie games out there these days. But this one's just stood out. I think it's the parkour, the Mirror's Edge kind of element to it a little bit. I've really have been enjoying this one. So yeah, Dying Light, played it, still playing it. Expect to see this next month as well, but hopefully finished. Right, and then the last game, and again, I finished this one. And again, a bit of a pleasant surprise again. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it quite as much as I did. Super Mario 3D Land on the DS. 3DS, I should say. And I have to say, I've not enjoyed a Mario game as much as I've enjoyed this one since probably Mario Odyssey. And I played a few other Mario games, you know, like the other Switch 2D-ish sort of games, and, you know, a few others. And this one I think is pretty special. And it's weird because I've not heard people kind of raving about it or anything like that. So maybe it's just one of those games that's grabbed me at the right time, at the right moment, with me in the right frame of mind. But I just couldn't put it down. I've been playing it so much. I've played through the main sort of game. I'm halfway through like the special hidden bonus levels, if you like. They're basically remixed versions of the sort of base game levels, but the aim is to try and rescue Luigi rather than the princess. But yeah, just absolutely love this game. It really has put my mind back into the mindset of playing Mario games again. It just had something about it. There's just so much clever with this game. And I know I played Mario Wonder maybe last month, I think it was, and that is obviously a newer sort of Mario game. But even that, I just think this, I don't want. This is one of the best Mario games I think I've played, actually. I will say it. I am going to say that this is my game of the month for this month as well, easily, because like I said, you know, I spent quite a lot of time playing it, and I know other people burn through it really quickly, but I don't do it like that. I just like to take my time with the game, and I've been playing it on the train quite a lot, you know, on the way into work, which I never really do. I've never really took any sort of my consoles on like the train or when we're travelling to work or anything like that. So yeah, I've just really enjoyed this one this month, and yeah, I would say this is my game of the month. Super Mario 3D Land. Thoroughly recommend it if you've never played it. So that is that. Hopefully a slightly more brief and to the point games I played this month video this time around, because I know I can waffle and ramble on in some of these videos, but hopefully that is a little bit more straight to the point. But yeah, some good games there. Really enjoyed them. Easily my game of the month. I've really enjoyed playing that one. I'm gonna definitely try and finish Dying Light. But yeah, some of the other stuff as well that I've played. That Unknown 9 is just such a weird game. It's so okay, but playable at the same time, and yet in some elements quite wretched. Strange one. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you liked looking at the games that I played through last month. Let me know what you've been playing. If you played any of these games, what did you think of them? Always like to hear your comments. I will always try to reply as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.